Hi, everybody. Just letting everyone in. John, can you talk? Can I hear you?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Larry, are you muting yourself or did I mute you? Larry, can you?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
okay.
Larry, you're the pledge, Larry.
Yes, I don't see
Yeah, I know.
Anthony yet.
Sorry.
But Neil, you got to try to unmute yourself. Trying. There's Anthony. Okay. How about now, Neil?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There
Okay,
you go. You work wonders.
trying. Where's Anthony? There he is. All right, Anthony. So now the board members, you can mute yourselves. Everyone else is already automatically muted. That way, only the people that are speaking can speak. John, Larry, Neil, Anthony, when it is your turns. Okay?
Sounds good.
And this
I'm
meeting
good.
is being recorded.
Yep.
Okey-dokey.
You have the flag, Christine, Dr. Finn?
Yes, I do. I will share the screen. Hang on one second. And hang on. Get down there. Where was it? I'm sorry. You know what? Do I have it? I don't have it, Larry. I'm sorry. John, I'm sorry.
Okay, then we'll just go back to the other view, I guess.
Yeah. Stop the share. Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay,
We don't have the flag?
No, you know what?
All right.
Hang on. I can find it.
Hang on.
I got it. I got it.
thank you.
That's the flag. Hang on, I'm gonna open the flag. Hang on one second, and I have the PowerPoint too. Hang on, net. Budget hearing. Once I open it, I'll share the screen, okay?
Mhm.
I apologize. I shut the computer down and I forgot to reopen the item. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. And I'm going to try to share the screen again. And there's the flag. Okay, do you see it?
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, okay. There you go, John.
All rise for the pledge.
Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Heavenly Father, we invoke thy blessing on all in attendance here and those we serve. Help us to bring wisdom and humanity to our deliberations and our spirit to our work. Please be seated.
Stop the share.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the Carl Place Union Free School District Board of Education meeting for May 26th. First item on the agenda is Board of Education comments. Tonight, thank you everybody, thank you everybody for coming tonight's meeting. We have a full meeting. We have a budget hearing today for our budget, the 2020-2021 school budget. We have our Meet the Candidates forum that'll take place after the consent agenda. And we have a number of items on the agenda tonight. We have an agenda item tonight for the one-to-one device program and how we've been moving to that. We've been moving to that goal for years through numerous projects, and through this resolution, we're going to be achieving that goal of going to a one-to-one environment. We were halfway there when this pandemic hit, and we're going to get 100% of the way there through this resolution, which is going to provide for the equipment, the professional development, and the infrastructure that we need to get that goal realized. We also have on the agenda tonight an item for a bus contract that will be very, very beneficial to the district, as we will lock in the rates 4 buses through Willow for the next 2 years, and at a good price for the district to provide savings to us, and also protects us against any problems with payments that we make this year. We also have on the agenda tonight an item regarding Ready Consulting Services. They're a consulting firm we use for Medicaid recovery Medicaid recovery and recoupment of costs. And we were recovered from them last year $60,000 for a fee of $10,000, which is a net gain to the district of about $50,000, which is great work by the administration and good work by the board in pointing that person to do that services. Also want to comment, last week we had a board meeting. We've had actually 7 meetings over the last 9 weeks to show how much we're working as a board towards the serving the interests of the community. And last week we had a budget transfer item on the agenda for PPE equipment, as well as the additional costs for the election that's going to be taking place over the next 2 weeks. You should be receiving your ballots, and it costs us additional to do this voting through absentee ballots. So we did a budget transfer last week for that, and also passed a budget transfer resolution for the funds for PPE equipment. So just want to point that out. And the last thing I just want to mention is there was a nice op-ed piece in the Newsday today by Regent Roger Tillis with regards to 3 ways to boost the 3 R's online, and talks about how access to the internet and funding of devices, as well as providing teachers and parents with training. And we're working towards all those things with what we're doing here with the one-to-one device program. So I just want to thank the administration for their work in that. With that, I will pass it over to Dr. Finn for superintendent's comments. Oh, the last thing I just want to mention, 2 things is Joe Locurdo cannot be with us tonight. He sends his apologies. He unfortunately had another commitment that came up that precluded him from being here tonight. So he sends his apologies. And also with regards to comments, if you have any comments or questions, you can send them to the district clerk and we'll respond. So I just wanted to let you know that also. Thank you. Dr. Finn?
Do the other board members want to comment first, or do you want me to go?
Board members, if you have anything.
Yeah, I'll say a little something. Just please make sure that you turn in your voting ballots by 5 p.m. on June 9th. All right, it's a little bit of a different voting tactic this year. So June 9th by 5 p.m. And let's remember about the parade to honor the graduating class of 2020. It's Friday, May 29th, and it starts at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Zino, because the graduation is very important to the board, and we wanted them to get they're going to have a physical graduation at some point in time. We just we don't know when exactly, but we're planning for that. So,
Right, the parade is not a graduation, but it'll be beautiful.
President DeFrisco, I just wanted to add on your list of board comments, just that the board has been busy working with the administration, making plans for developing a task force for the kids coming back next year. So I just wanted to add that in because we'll be reaching out. It'll be made up of various members of the board and the administration and some community members as well to see how we can best do it to bring the children back, considering we're given the word by the governor to do that, to bring them back safely and take whatever precautions are necessary. Thank you
very much. Thank you very much, Vice President Bolzomi. Thank you.
I can't see Neil on my grid, but how about Neil? Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Neil, are you muted from me? Yep, I'm having a hard time unmuting him. Neil, I think you have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Good. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I just really wanted to touch base, reiterate what Mr. Zino said about the voting. You know, these are unusual times. Certainly, it impacts a lot of people in a lot of different ways, but, you know, we really would like, as hard as much as possible, for everybody to, you know, actively take the effort, take the time to vote, send in their ballots. I mean, you know, it could be easily just misplaced and put to the side, and then the day comes and you forget about it. But obviously, with where we're at, the situation we're in, I think this is probably even more of a critical scenario. So I just wanted to make sure the community, you know, doubles up their efforts, due respect, and try and get it in. You know, it's really important. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, Neil, you can mute yourself, and Anthony, if you mute yourselves, so there's no echo. That way, if I need to unmute, you can unmute yourself. Okay. Right. Okay, now, is it my turn, John?
Yes, Dr. Finn, yes, please.
All right. So I would just like to, again, thank the Board of Education for the one-to-one initiative. I'm very pleased by that. I think it's the right direction for the district to go in. I'm very grateful that the work of my predecessors has led us here today. We're halfway there, which is great. This will bring us whole, and we'll be prepared not just for a pandemic, but for learning in the 21st century. This is a tool for our teachers and our students, and I couldn't be more delighted. I just want to reiterate or inform you actually of some events that are occurring besides the parade on Friday, which you know about at 1 p.m. Tomorrow, the Athletic Awards Night will be YouTube streamed 6 p.m. Academic awards will be sent via email at 12 p.m. on Thursday, and the Senior Scholarship Night will be live 7 p.m. It'll be live via Zoom on May 28th. On June 3rd, Honor Society inductions will occur, and the Fine Arts Dinner will be pre-recorded on June 4th. June 12th is Cherry Lane's Grade 2 moving up. June 15th is 9 a.m. Rushmore Grade 6 moving up. And Tuesday, June 16th is Carl Place Middle School Grade 8 moving up, which will be live via Zoom. We are also praying that Governor Cuomo takes a nod from New Jersey and allows us to have an outdoor graduation. I'm really hopeful that he will. I think we could socially distance our 116 seniors in a very attractive pattern on the football field and allow them to have some type of a live graduation. That is what I am shooting for. Regardless, we'll mark the day with a virtual something or other if we must. July 29th was a day that we have set aside. You might want to mark your calendar for graduation, but if I get the word that I can do a real live ceremony, that's what I want to do. Okay, so we're kind of holding off, just hoping and praying we'll get that. Mr. Bolzomi mentioned the task force. Task force is starting to be formed. We are working with our district health and safety committee. We're piggybacking on them. We're identifying work groups in 5 areas: facilities, health and safety, instruction, building practices, and transportation. And as we said, we are looking for lots of stakeholder voices: board members, community members, teachers, really student groups, student organization. We want everyone's voice. We are going to be looking at things such as buying PPE, sanitizers, thermometers. What's it going to look like when kids are sitting in a classroom? Are we going to have to reformat things? How do we take temperatures and make sure everybody's safe? Is that even allowed? How are we going to feed everybody? How are we going to get them on the bus? And we are not doing this in a vacuum. As you know, we are very close to our Nassau County neighbors, and we try to do things in tandem with them so that we're working together as a team for the island. So that task force you'll be hearing about in more detail soon. And I know that I'll have plenty of people who want to be on it. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Finn. Again, I guess I'd ask for public comments, but I guess on agenda items only. But District Clerk, do we get any questions with regards to the agenda?
Sue, you have to unmute.
We haven't received anything regarding the agenda. No
Okay.
comments.
Okay. I'll just make the comment that if the public does have any comments or questions regarding the agenda items, please send them to the District Clerk and we'll answer them. Okay. Dr. Finn, do we want to take care of the first readings first and then go to the public hearing, or you want to do the public hearing first?
Either or, it's up to you, John.
Let's do the let's do the first readings first, and then we'll go. Okay, next on the agenda is the first reading of policy. First reading of policy number 5410, purchasing. Kevin, do you have Mr. Coffey, may you comment regarding that, or Dr. Finn, regarding the that first reading and what we're doing with that and what's changing?
Mr. Coffey, can you unmute yourself? You got it?
Sure, I'm unmuted, yes. That's a new requirement for federal grant purchasing under uniform guidance. So this is modifying our policy to ensure we comply with the new federal guidelines for purchasing.
Okay. Okay. Board members have any comments or questions regarding that? Okay. Okay. Next item would be the first reading of policy number 6110, Code of Ethics for Board of Education members and all district personnel. Again, Mr. Coffey or Dr. Finn, you may comment as far as any changes with regards to that or the updates.
Kevin?
Sure, that is the same thing. It also relates to uniform guidance regarding federal purchasing, that any employee or district employee is complies with any conflict of interest, that they comply with the rules and regulations.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the other board members? Mr. McLaughlin, may you unmute yourself?
Kevin, with those code of the 6110, is that posted on the school website?
I don't know if it is. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay. It's just, for transparency, I think it'd be a good idea.
Okay.
You can take care of that.
Thank you.
Do we normally put we probably should be putting our policies on the website or access to it.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
There is access to some of them, so we can find out and make sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and then have it not be so.
All right. We have to make sure there's transparency right through the community. I think the community would appreciate it.
Yeah, no, for certain. Thank you for pointing that out, Mr. McLaughlin.
You're welcome. That's all. That's for me.
Okay. Okay. If nothing else, next item on the agenda is the public hearing on the 2020-21 budget. Dr. Finn?
Yes, Kevin and I are going to present this together. Hang on one second. I'm going to just share the screen. And the PowerPoint. Share. Okay. Let's see. Slideshow from the beginning. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to minimize me. Alrighty. So welcome to the Carle Place Union Free School District budget hearing. We have been working very hard with our 3 schools and our Board of Education and our administrative team to create a budget for you that is fiscally responsible and that maintains all program and staffing. Every bit of this budget is related to the strategic plan, which we have been working on since the beginning of the school year. The strategic plan has grown out of the Board of Education goals and builds upon them. We separated this into 5 areas: program, positive culture and identity, professional practice, process, and planning. So continuous improvement on assessments, the types of things that we're trying to do with regard to one-to-ones, capitalizing on all grant and state aid resources, and of course our capital projects are all touched upon in our budget. Every item in our budget helps to improve and move us forward for our strategic plan. Here is our executive summary. We are, of the 50 schools to report the average tax levy, the 50 schools to report their tax levies, the average is 2.16%, and Carle Place falls in the lowest 25%. So as you know, the approved 2019-2020 budget last year was $50,224,682, and the proposed budget for this year is, or next year I should say, is $51,086,433. That's an $861,000, $751 increase, budget to budget 1.72. The estimated tax levy, the proposed tax levy is $43,948,766. The estimated tax levy increase, $751,077 with a 1.74 increase. The maximum allowable levy and the maximum allowable percentage is 1.74, and we are at that level. We are not exceeding the tax cap. Kevin?
Great. So as many of you heard today, some of you received the absentee ballot in the mail. You should be receiving it in the next couple of days if you haven't received it already. And there's 4 items to be voted on this year. There's the budget that we just talked about of $51,086,433. There's the establishment of a capital reserve. This would be another capital reserve for the district in the amount of up to $10 million. That goes over a period of 15 years. One thing that's important about a capital reserve, it needs to be approved by the taxpayers. And in addition, any expenditures under the capital reserve in the future needs to be approved. So if in the future, we fund that, and anything that the district would like to be done would need to be approved by the taxpayers. The third proposition relates to a transfer from a repair reserve to a capital reserve. Any transfer from a repair reserve to a capital reserve, again, also requires the taxpayer's approval. That transfer, $450,000, relates to an emergency electrical switchgear project that we had to fund this year that was unanticipated. And I think we heard this multiple times tonight, but the most important thing is that make sure that people get your absentee ballots in by no later than June 9th at 5 p.m. We ask that you get them in the mail sooner than later, and the actual counting will start at 5 p.m. on June 9th, 2020.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. Yes, that little piece, that June 9th, that's the day the ballots have to be received by. So please don't wait until that day to mail them, because they may not count. Try to get them into us as soon as possible. And please exercise your right to vote. This is an awful kind of period of time that we're going through with this pandemic, but at least we can exercise our right to vote by absentee ballot. So I do encourage you to do that. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen sharing. Board members, do you have any questions?
Feeling good.
Okay.
Very good. Good work on the budget. Very
We
good.
did, I just want to add that we say we're maintaining program and staff. We are adding a speech teacher. So that is definitely something that we're doing. Okay. All right.
It's very important also the good work that we've been doing with the capital reserves and trying to set up another one, which will help the district with projects in the years to come.
Yeah, it's good to have that little rainy day fund to squirrel that money away to be able to do the things we need to do when we need to do them. So it is wonderful work. I'm very grateful we have that. Okay, all righty. Go ahead, John.
Okay, the next I'm sorry, forgive me. Next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. May I have a motion for our consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second? Larry? Okay, Larry, Mrs. Ino makes a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Larry, you unmute yourself.
You good, Larry? Go ahead.
I said aye.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Pass unanimously 4-0. Okay. Then the next item on our agenda is, let me just get to this. Okay, next item on the agenda. Well, before we go to adjournment, I guess this is if there's any comments regarding anything, you can send them on to the district clerk and we'll answer your questions. May I have a motion to adjourn so we can go to the meet the county?
John, I was trying to make one comment about the budget vote.
Okay.
The school budget is the only budget that you vote on. You don't vote on the state budget. You don't vote on the county budget. You don't vote on the federal budget. The school budget is the only budget that you have the opportunity to vote on. So please remember to vote on June 9th or get your ballot in by June 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Anthony, you want to say anything?
No, just take the microphone off so I can speak in a little while. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty.
Okay. May I have a motion then to adjourn so that we could adjourn to the meet the candidates portion of this of this meeting?
I'll make the motion.
I know.
Okay, so Mr. McLaughlin, Mr. Zino, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Passed unanimously, 4-0. Okay, Christine, you want to take it away, or?
Yes, I am. I'm going to ask everyone to mute themselves. So Larry, Neil, Anthony, John, and Christine. Christine, I'm going to unmute you. I'm going to try anyway. Keep trying. Can you try to unmute yourself, Christine? There you go. Can speak so I can see if I can hear you.
Hello.
Hi, great. All righty. So tonight we're going to be doing Meet the Candidates night, and we don't have a Q&A format. Unfortunately, the League of Women Voters were unable to provide us with a moderator. So instead, we are going to let each candidate make a 5 to 7 minute statement about leadership, community service, their vision for the district. Because the ballot is in alphabetical order, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So it will be Christine first, then Anthony, and then John. All right. Christine, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Let me
Thank,
set the timer. Go right ahead.
thank you, Dr. Finn. Good evening. My name is Christine Aguilar, and I was born and raised right here in Carle Place. I am a parent of 3 wonderful children that are currently enrolled at Rushmore and the middle school. I have been teaching math for over 20 years in Plain Edge schools. I plan to use my experience and my passion for education to support the students and families of this amazing district. My experience as a student of Carle Place District inspired me to become an educator. I was challenged and encouraged by my teachers and my coaches. These amazing mentors were the spark that ignited my passion for education. In time, my leadership skills extended beyond my classroom, and I was selected to lead the Plain Edge District as the math coordinator with my colleagues while my colleague was on maternity leave. I support our community by coaching basketball, baseball, softball, and soccer. I have taught religion at Our Lady of Hope for the past 7 years. I continue to be an active member of the PTSA and SEPTA. I truly love working with my students and the families and children of our community. One of my first goals for the Carle Place School District is having an open portal, which is a live gradebook online. My current district and most others on Long Island have open portals. This allows students and parents to know exactly how their child is doing in each course. The portal provides transparency for parents because they don't have to wait until a report card or progress report to see how their children are progressing academically. It allows students to stay up to date with all grades. I am also looking to make sure we are continuously growing educationally and keeping up with the changes in technology. All students should have a one-to-one device. I'm glad to hear this is in the works. These devices would be used in the classroom as well as at home. One of the biggest issues we had during this pandemic was that each student did not have their own device. Living through this pandemic has been a challenge for all. As a parent of 3 and a teacher, I have been able to see both sides of distance learning. Carle Place had a very rough start with distance learning because teachers were not on one platform, which means there was not one central location for students to get all of their assignments. Currently, distance learning in Carle Place is in a much better place, but I do believe there is plenty of room to improve. Having an open portal during this time would have been very helpful. I look forward to working with the Board of Education and the district to enhance distance learning to optimize future use if ever needed. Distance learning is not the best way to educate students, so I look forward to all students going back into school in September. Students learn best when in their comfort zone, which is with their peers in a classroom setting. I believe together we can figure out the best way to utilize our buildings to ensure a safe environment for all our children to learn. Common Core and state assessments are always a concern. The new standards, which are called Next Generation English Language Arts and Mathematics, will be implemented starting in 2021-22 school year for the grades 3 through 8. This will involve new state testing. As a district, we need to be sure our teachers are being prepared for these new and upcoming changes in state standards. Good mental health is crucial to children's success in life and school. It is important to make sure all students receive social emotional, and mental health support to achieve academically. I will make sure we focus on mental health for all children. It is of the utmost importance to ensure our schools are a secure place for students to learn and grow. Carr Place District has made many changes in security, and my goal is to continue to keep security a priority. Another area that I am passionate about is special education. As an educator, it is extremely important to ensure our special education program will allow each child to achieve their best. I have concerns about our current programs, and I look forward to being part of decision-making to ensure all students are receiving their services and achieving personal success. Finally, I would like to mention that the current arts and education program is thriving. I will support the programs and look forward to seeing their continued growth. Children in our community are amazing, talented, and I want to support their continued success in the arts. In conclusion, I will make it my goal to enhance the special education program, have an open portal for parents and students, and enhance distance learning because we need it again. We may need it again. Vote for me, and I will use my vast experience as a teacher, a parent, and a member of this community to help educate our students and support the needs of our Carr Place family. All of my decisions with the board will always be based on what's in the best interest for our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christine. Good luck. All right. Anthony Bolzomi, I don't see you, but I know you're there. Can you unmute yourself? All right. All right. I think you're unmuted now. Let me start the timer. You've got 7 minutes. Go right ahead.
Okay, we're all set?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight in what is the first ever virtual candidates night in the Carr Place School District. My opening statement would normally be different, but since these are not normal times, I decided why not change it up. I wanted to clarify some of the rumors that are out there that people have been hearing. First rumor out there was that I wasn't running. As you can tell by this Meet the Candidates night and the fact that I'm speaking now, I'm certainly running. The other one is about me moving out of state. So I'll clarify that, yes, in fact, my house did sell. We are moving over to Magnolia Street, and we'll be there for some time. We're eventually going to retire off to South Carolina at some point in the future. When that is years down the line. So we'll leave that at that. So I just wanted to be, open and upfront with everybody. So, if there's any concerns about voting for me and not completing my term, I'll certainly be here for my term. And I intend to fulfill it as I've done for the past 8 years. I'll gladly answer any questions if, I guess we're not taking Q&A, but maybe they could be submitted to Sue Eliasoff and I could respond accordingly. So I hope that clears things up for those of you that heard otherwise. And I'll get into my opening statement and kind of a little bit about me and what we've done as a board. I've been a lifelong resident of Westbury. I attended and graduated Westbury Public Schools. I received my undergraduate degree from Hofstra University in Banking and Finance and my master's degree in Construction Management from NYU. My community involvement involves sitting on the Zoning Board of Appeals for the Village of Westbury. I served in the fire department for 5 years when I was going to college. I've since been off, haven't been a member, but I'm a member of Beacon Church, and some of you may know Beacon Church, or you may be familiar with Night to Shine, which is one of the is a prom for guests with special needs that I was instrumental, along with Beacon, to bring to our community. It's a fairly large event. We're in our 3rd year, and we hope to continue it for many more years to come. In the school and the staff and administration and everybody is, and the community has been fabulous. So I want to just say thank you for that and everybody involved in that. So I was elected back in 2012. I served 7 years as a trustee. This year, I'm the board vice president. I made the decision to run because I wanted to serve the community and felt the ideas that I had at the time and still have benefited and continue to benefit the school system. Since my appointment, this board has been instrumental in implementing many budgets below cap, and we had 1 year with a 0 budget increase. We were one of the few districts in Nassau County to do it at the time. Carl Place School District has continuously improved facilities every year since my tenure on the board. Because of my knowledge of school construction, I help to provide advice and suggestions to the architects, the school administration, my fellow board members, all in with a good heart and to get the best bang for the buck for our district and to really be wise stewards of our money, our tax dollars here that we spend. It was mentioned before, as Dr. Finn mentioned, with these capital reserves. They're great because it shows that we're fiscally responsible, and all the work that we've done, and it's millions, have all been done without a budget, without a bond vote. So that interest we would normally pay, we haven't paid that, and we continue to go down that path. So I'm proud to be part of that. Let's see. So just a couple of things on the accomplishments that we've done. Turf on the baseball field and the multipurpose field, the library renovations at the high school, the front facade in the lobby in the high school, the auditorium, the new multipurpose room, the grounds garage, fencing and walkway behind the bleachers on the field, and a tremendous electrical system upgrade, the Barry Dennis meeting room, which unfortunately we haven't been able to use, as beautiful as it is, but those are the sign of the times. Cherry Lane, ongoing asbestos abatement in Rushmore, rebuilding of the abated classrooms in Rushmore Playground, the Cherry Lane gym floor replacement, Cherry Lane facade and classroom upgrade that's going to be happening this summer as soon as we get the okay. And maybe Dr. Finn can speak on that a little later about when we will be beginning that work, but that's something that's also coming. As far as security upgrades, camera upgrades campus-wide, we continue to upgrade. We continuously find shortfalls in our system. We upgrade them, so that's an ongoing enhancement. The rave system, the one-button lockdown that only select people in the district have, all with these school shootings, that was a big thing. Thankfully, it's not spoken about much because we haven't had any, and hopefully we don't have any. But Carl Place and this board and administration, we've really been ahead of the curve way before Sandy Hook and Parkland and everything else in terms of working towards a secure facility for our students and our staff. We mentioned, the security windows on the classrooms, classroom doors, the man traps that we created in all the buildings, another level of security that we added, infrastructure upgrades, continuously ongoing. It was mentioned, as Dr. Finn said, and President DeFrisco, based on our resolution this evening, we're going to expand and fully have the one-on-one initiative and work towards training and making sure that whatever happened in this pandemic, unfortunately, nobody was prepared. I don't think anywhere. Some may be a little bit better than others, but ultimately, I think our administration, our staff really shined and came through. And the board, myself, the administration, will all continue to support our staff to make sure that we can make it easier for them, make learning for these students better when it comes to a situation like this, and hopefully this doesn't happen again. And we'll continue to work towards that. iPad and laptop purchases also being part of that one-on-one initiative and that resolution. I'm sorry?
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Real quick. So 13 and 14, we had a 2% budget increase with a tax cap of 3.00, so we're below. 14, 15, 1.45 with a cap of 1.46. 15, 16, 0% increase with a 0.95 cap. 16, 17, 3.4 with a 3.4 cap, so we were right at cap. 0.71 and a cap of 8.4 for 17, 18. And 18, 19, a 1.99 increase with a 2.72 cap. I think this board has been fiscally conservative. I think I continue to contribute well to the board, and I'm getting a flag that it's time to go. So I'm going to ask that you vote for myself, and thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. And if you can mute yourself so I don't have to,
Yes.
I constantly kick poor Anthony out. I apologize. All right, John, hang on. Let me get the timer going. Are you ready, Mr. DeFrisco? Are you muted from me or you?
I was on mute. Now I'm unmuted.
There you go. All righty. Let me know when you're ready and I'll start the clock.
Sure, I'm ready. Thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Vice President Bolzomi, Ms. Christina Aguilar, and good luck in this election. It has been an honor and a privilege to have been a Board of Education trustee for the past 15 years. I am committed to continued excellence through tradition and innovation. My wife Eileen and I have been married for 33 years and have been residents of Carle Place for over 30 years and have raised our 3 children in Carle Place, all of whom attended Carle Place schools K through 12 and have gone on to successful college and employment careers. I first became active in the community coaching soccer, CYO basketball, softball, and baseball. I became involved in the school district by being appointed to the Carle Place Budget Advisory Committee and served on that committee for 5 years and served in 1999-2000 on the Carle Place Facilities Committee that was responsible for the bond issue that included the construction of the current Rushmore Library. In 2005, I was elected to the school board and been honored to serve for 15 years, serving as president for 4 years and vice president for 1 year. I've also volunteered to serve as a founding member of the audit committee since 2005 and has been a chairperson of the committee, as Carle Place was one of the first districts to appoint an audit committee. I have earned a board master's certificate from the New York State School Boards Association. My board colleagues and I have accomplished a lot during my time on the board, but the most important thing that I have earned is the trust and respect of the community. My agenda is the same now as it was when I was first elected, and that is to serve the best interest of the entire Carle Place community, to provide the best academic and co-curricular programs for all students, to provide a safe, secure, and supporting learning environment for our students, staff, and community, to provide the infrastructure needed to deliver the programs in a safe and secure environment, to provide for all this with an economically and financially sound budget for the taxpayers of Carle Place. The boards that I have been a part of have accomplished a lot, a great many things, and I've been a key part of those accomplishments as I was utilized in my background as a CPA with an MBA in finance and my experience as a finance executive at the largest newsstand magazine distributor to help provide foresight and vision for how best to utilize scarce resources to provide the best opportunities for academic and co-curricular programs at Carle Place. Examples of the financial leadership I have brought to the board are that each school budget I have been a part of has passed, and all budgets during the tax cap era have been below the cap. The average tax levy over the past 8 budgets was 1.29%, compared to a maximum allowable tax cap of 1.76%. The spending over the past 8 budgets was $8.2 million less than the maximum allowable tax levy. We had the foresight and vision to implement 3 capital reserves and 3 repair reserves that allowed us to complete over $26 million worth of projects without any effect on the tax rate and saving the community over $6 million in interest costs. These capital projects have allowed for the rebuild of Rushmore Avenue School from the inside out, the creation of new learning spaces for students in all buildings, a new library and auditorium for our middle school, high school, a multi-purpose room and 2 new multi-purpose turf athletic fields, replacement.
Where did he go? Uh-oh. Did he knock himself out? I don't see him. Nope. Somebody want to text John? Because he's not on here. I don't see him. Oh, there's Julianne. I can't. And I'm texting John now. The screen. Log in again. Larry, do you have any contact with John?
I'm texting him.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what happened. This is why we have live teachers in live classrooms, because technology is inconsistent. Well, he was at 3.5 minutes when we cut out, so.
Yeah, I was saying we could pause the timer so that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if he's in the participants. He's not hanging out in the participants. Neil? Can't hear you, Neil. Neil, can you unmute yourself?
Unmute yourself.
The host is not allowing me to.
No, I did. You're done.
All right, that's good now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
John says he has to re-log in onto with a different device. He lost power on the one.
Okay. All
So
right.
he's gonna get back on the surface. Here he comes right now over in the corner. I see him there.
All righty. Up there he is. Let me unmute him.
Can you unmute me?
John, you're unmuted. We're happy to see you. I just was saying this is why we actually like having a live teacher in a live classroom, because you can't rely on technology to run
Yeah,
out.
no, you're right. Okay,
So
where should I begin?
You were at about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You had just talked about saving over $6 million.
Okay, yes, okay. Let me go on, okay. We've successfully let me start the next part. We successfully, as Mr. Bolzoni, Vice President Bolzoni mentioned, we're starting the first phase of the renovation of the exterior of Cherry Lane this summer. We successfully negotiated several union contracts, including 4 teacher contracts at a fair cost to the community, while recognizing the fine work of each of those units. In the area of security, we've invested over $3 million to enhance the security and safety of students, personnel, buildings, and the campus, including secure entranceways and a visitor management system at every building, security cameras throughout the buildings and campus, and a security command center. We are one of the first districts in Nassau County to adopt the RAVE app with Nassau County Police Department. I've worked with the Nassau County Police Department and other security organizations to constantly update and enhance our security infrastructure and systems. In the area of educational leadership, I have brought my background as a finance executive with 38 years in the business world, the knowledge earned through multiple educational opportunities I've attended at conferences and seminars given by New York State School Board Association, and actively listening to the recommendations of our superintendent and central administration staff to bring our district to the next level of education excellence. We have implemented a new strategic plan to provide more opportunities for all students. We're taking the best practices in specific areas such as writing from one group of teachers to inform the instruction of all teachers in the district. We want all students to have the opportunity to take honors level, AP, and super courses where appropriate. A great example of this work has been the presentations over the past 2 years at board meetings by the science teachers at all 3 buildings presenting the curriculum being taught in each school. I was particularly struck by the work of the Cherry Lane teachers demonstrating how their students are programming iPads for science projects. We've increased the opportunities for students to achieve college credit through Super Program in a partnership with Farmingdale State College. We have approved the implementation of many in-house special education programs, including life skills class in middle school, high school, to provide the benefit of the required instruction to special education students in a local district at a reduced cost to the district. And 2 of my children went through the special education program at Carl Place, and I can't thank them enough for the work that they've done. We authorized the introduction of new enrichment opportunities through new clubs and educational opportunities at Cherry Lane, Rushmore, and middle school, high school, including the Rushmore Student Council, BOCES LISA program, robotics, the student-run theater production, and diversity club. The board agenda tonight included some of the Rushmore club opportunities that are offered. We've successfully navigated the COVID-19 pandemic for providing remote learning to all students in various stages, from pre-recorded content to live remote learning via Google Meets and Classroom, Seesaw, and Zoom. I want to acknowledge the work of our entire teaching professional and administrative staff in providing instruction to our students during this crisis. Especially want to acknowledge the teaching professionals who provided live instruction since the beginning, who have worked with their colleagues in moving to the live learning phase most recently. The district had the foresight to begin working towards the one-to-one, which helped us navigate the pandemic and had us halfway to our goal of full implementation, which will be reached through the resolution we passed tonight. This foresight has developed over the past several years as we authorized numerous projects that are approved by the community to provide the infrastructure necessary for the implementation of a one-to-one device program, from setting up wireless hotspots, laying the necessary fiber optic wiring and additional bandwidth, and providing for the professional development for staff to provide instruction with a one-to-one device program. We do not know what September will bring as far as the beginning of the new school year, but I know for certain that the move to a one-to-one device program is the right move at this time. I know that Carl Place schools will be well prepared in September if remote learning is to continue. Thanks again for the opportunity to speak to you tonight and to demonstrate the background and experience as a veteran finance executive and board trustee who is continuously investing in himself in the education process through seminars and conferences, and who actively listens to the views and recommendations of the superintendent, central administrators, board colleagues, and residents in order to best serve the community as a Board of Education trustee. In closing, I want to thank the community for coming out tonight. Please vote, as a sign of a great democracy is our ability to vote. Thank you, and hope everyone remains safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm
And
going to
apologize for the technical difficulties.
say, is there anybody in this room right now, this virtual room, who has not had a technical difficulty? Raise your hand if you haven't, because I sure have. Thank you very much, John and Christine and Anthony. You did very well, and I appreciate that we have 2 board seats and 3 people running. I think it's an embarrassment of riches, which is a great thing. Please remember to exercise your right to vote, not only for our board member, but for the budget on June 9th. Make sure you get your absentee ballot in, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have about any of the items that were brought up by our 3 candidates. And with this, I'm going to conclude the evening. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck all.